October 15th, and I'm now videotape the interview with XIONG Ruiqi. Okay,
Yes.
Ruiqi, can you tell me, do you have an English name?
Yes, Spark.
Bark. Okay, how do you spell it?
Spark.
Spark. How did you
Yeah.
find this English name?
Oh, what?
How did you find this name? Is it your English teacher recommend?
No. My teacher think I lost the English name maybe sound like a girl. So yeah. So that I found this name on the dictionary.
Okay, so this is a name you find for yourself. Great.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So, Richie, I have heard you actually just finished your middle school, right? You finished the ninth grade. Am I
Yeah.
right? Okay. So, are you going to apply 10th grade or you want to repeat the ninth grade?
I want to repeat the grade 9.
Okay. So, are you right now starting at 10th grade at your school?
No.
Okay, you just prepare for
The
going. Oh, I got it.
TOEFL test.
I see. Yeah, you know what? I think that's a smart strategy. If it's okay, I always recommend a student to have a complete high school experience in the U.S. So it would be
Yeah.
nice to start from ninth grade. You will know all your classmates, your friend, make some friends, and know the teachers. It's from the very beginning. That's great. That's a good smart. That's a smart move. So you're saying you take this time to prepare for your TOEFL. Have you already taken once, right, the TOEFL test?
Yes, I have finished 3 times.
Oh, really? Okay, so can you tell me your score, the highest score of your TOEFL?
Um, I have received 2 record about the top the higher the score is the 56.
Okay, and you're prepared to take another test, right? Are you going?
No, I just finished the third time uh, in the August
Okay.
October 10th.
Oh, okay.
10th.
Yeah. So this is a new score you. So you haven't
Yeah.
received the most recent score, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see how about that one goes. Are you going to prepare take SSAT?
Yeah, maybe I want to take it.
Okay, yeah, we will just say okay if you have time to doing that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask, Spark, what is your date of birth?
Um, for,
Take your time.
sorry.
That's okay.
Uh, that February
Mm-hmm.
17th.
Which year?
17th.
That's a date. Which year?
In 20 and 20,000 year.
Yeah.
2000 year.
Yeah,
Sorry.
2000 year. That's okay,
Yeah.
don't worry. Okay, Richie, wonderful. So I learned some of your personal information. That's a very basic information. Let's move on to your academics, okay, to your school life. What's the name of your middle school?
It's the Wuhan number 2 middle school.
Wuhan number 2 middle school. Can you kind of describe for me like a typical school day? Okay, a typical weekday. So, when do you go to school? How many classes you have? What are you going to do after the class? Something like that, just very briefly. Okay.
Okay. Maybe our school begin at the every day's morning in the 7:30.
Okay, 7:30.
And we have 9 major class and
Mm-hmm.
let me think yeah, that's all. And uh, um, after school, we more do the homework in our home, so that we don't have lots of time to do anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So usually, like a typical school day, when do you go to bed? Do you have to study quite late until midnight? I've heard many Chinese, even high middle school students, they have to study until midnight. Is that the case
Yeah.
for you?
Maybe I always finish my homework maybe in the 11 p.m. or the 10 p.m. Every night.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of work. Um, okay, I got it. So you mentioned like pretty much after school, most students go back home and do their homework. I wonder, do you have any like extracurricular activity, some after school, maybe some club or sports team?
Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, every weekend I go to study the dancing, popping.
Oh, wow, interesting.
And yeah, and um, in every Saturday I and my friend go to play basketball in the uh, near my house.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, you mentioned something about dancing and basketball. Yeah, I do can see you have lots of interests, right? It's a very diverse.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That's interesting. Would that be something you want to continue doing when you come to the States to study at
Um,
your high school?
um, yeah, I want to keep doing the learning the dancing in the high school, and I think I will persist to play the basketball in the high school.
Wonderful. Have you ever watched any NBA game? Is there any player is your favorite player, NBA
Uh,
player?
yeah, it's the copy.
Oh, Kobe Bryant. So it would be nice
Yeah,
if you come to our LA, right? Okay, so maybe I think not LA, any other city you can also get the opportunity to watch a game, NBA game on site. Wonderful. Okay, so let's still go back to your academics. I wonder what is your favorite subject? Which class do you like most? And please
I
tell
think
me why.
it's in my opinion, I think my favorite subject is the math.
Okay.
Because I very enjoy the experience when I do the subject. Uh, for example, when I solve a difficult problem, I will feel very achievement, and I think I'm um, very good at it, so that I always get good grades at school. So this subject give me more confidence to do this well. That's major I like this subject. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Interesting. Yeah, I'm glad you did very well at math, and you always scores high at math tests, which makes you very proud of yourself. I'm so happy for you. So in the future, have you since you're so interested in math and you're doing so good at math, have you ever considered like in the future you want to pursue maybe in the field of engineering? Is that
Uh,
your plan?
yeah.
It's still too far away.
Uh, Maybe I think I will do it in the future, and I want to do it because I love this subject.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. I think there may be different paths. Either you do like those theoretical, those kind of maths, or you do want to be very applied computer engineering or electronic engineering. Yeah, that's up to you. It's still you still have 4 years to figure out what you want to do. Okay, let's go to the opposite. So, what is the least favorite subject for you? Is there any
Um,
class you kind of?
um, I think it's Chinese.
Chinese. Okay,
Yeah.
can you tell me a little bit why?
Because I think I can't understand the emotion in the article. Um,
Mm,
and in the China, student should take the test with understand the emotion of article. So I can't get good grade in it.
Oh, I
So
see. So
yeah,
it's pretty much like your show or a passage in a Chinese passage, a Chinese short essay, and you have to kind of figure out what the author wants to express. You have to have exactly the same feeling as maybe you have a standard answer for that question. But yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes for the same text, people have their different takes, right? They interpret it differently. It has a lot to do with their own background. Okay, I see. Okay, anyway, you have expressed yourself clearly, so I understand your concern. Okay, let's just. I wonder, how about your like other things in your life? Like, how did you spend your summer yearly? Like it,
summer.
yeah, like this summer you just finished your middle school. How did you spend this summer?
Maybe I spend more time on study and a little time in the sport. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Because maybe in China we always have um, homework
Mm.
in summer, so that we should spend more time on it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I spend major time in this, and
Mm-hmm.
in the leisure time, I always spend it on the sport,
Okay.
play the sport, exercise. Yeah, because I want to be healthier and mm, more
That's
stronger.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and to have a healthy, to have a well balanced life, it's very important. So you talk about like that's the era way a Chinese student may spend the summer. What would be your ideal summer plan? Okay, if you have the total freedom, how are you going to plan your summer?
Maybe I want to spend time to travel
Mm-hmm.
um, in in the world.
Oh.
Yeah, because um, recently I read a book named Hillier told the history of the art.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the um, different art in the world in the different area and different period. So I'm very interested in it. So I want to go out to watch it, look the art by myself.
Mm.
So maybe I will spend the time to travel.
Yes, yes, I agree with you. I think actually there was a Chinese saying, right? Something like it's better to travel 1,000 miles than to just read 1,000 books. So
Yeah.
I agree with you. It would be nice at a young age to travel around to explore the world, to see the world in your own eyes. Okay, I hope you can do that in your future. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me think of something else. Okay. Have one more question, then we move on to what you think about your ideal high school. Okay, I have one more question. I thought, I know you just completed your middle school, okay, your middle school. Think about it. If you could do one thing differently, in your junior high school, what would it be?
Um, I think I will spend more time to develop some hobbies.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You already have dancing, basketball. That's good. You still want to have
Um,
more hobby?
maybe I also want to do something more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I like this
Yeah.
attitude. Okay. Yeah, that's what I also think for school for students. They should not just focus only on academics. Okay, this is a crucial we call it formative 4 years for you. Okay, it's a time to find yourself. Okay, to find your develop your hobby to uncover your potential. Okay, I hope when you're in high school you keep that in mind and try different things. Good. Then let's go to your high school. So I know you're going to apply for your high school preference. Is there any preference, like a location, school size, or any school program? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, maybe I think they have good transportation and not too big. Yeah.
Okay.
And I I think I'm very interested in the device in the school. Yeah. Because I think it can help students to study by themselves well. And
Okay.
I also consider the professor in the school because they can teach the students well and uh, tell the student how to study. I think it's very important because when we go to the university, we may should study by ourselves. So I think that's very important.
So you
Yeah.
want, yeah, you hope like the school, the faculty and the students, maybe they interact, communicate closely with each other, so have lots of support, right? Okay, wonderful. You mentioned a good transportation. Do you mean like the school, the location of the school is close to major city or close to airport? Or what do you mean good transportation? Oh,
I think I mean is I can go to the major city very convenient.
okay.
Yeah,
I
no,
see.
it's no need for the school to nearby the major city because maybe it's noisy in the surrounding. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay, wonderful. That's okay. I will keep those in mind. Okay, I think we're finished our first part, and for our second part, as I said, have you seen a short passage on your computer screen?
Mm,
Uh,
let me see.
yeah,
This one is the
Jack
Jack London
London's. Yes,
stories.
exactly. You know what? I can give you 1 minute. You can read it silently. Then, when you feel you're ready, you can start to read loudly. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's up to you. When you feel you're ready, you can start. Okay, and Ruiqi, can you start now?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Jack London story Call of the Wild Tales of Buck, a dog stolen from California who is taken to Alaska during the Klondike Gold Rush in the later 1890s. Buck becomes a sailed dog, part of a team that transports supplies and people through the harsh winter. It was in inevitable that the clash for leadership should come. Buck wanted it. He wanted it because it was his nature, because he had been gripped tight by that nameless, incomprehensible pride of the trial and the trace. The pride with which holds dogs in the toad to the least gasp, which lured them to die joyfully in the harness, and breaks their heart if they are cut out of the harness. This was the pride of Davy as the wild dog, of sole legs as he pulled with all his strength, the pride that lay hold of them and break of camp, transforming them from sore and slain brutes into straining, ambitious creature. This pride that spurred them on all day and dropped them at pitch of camp at night, letting them fall back into gloomy unrest and discontent. This was the pride that bore up speed and made him trash the sled dogs who blundered and shrink, shrieked in the trace or hide away at harness up time in the morning. Likewise, it was the pride that made him feel Buck as a possible lead dog, and this was Buck's pride too.
Okay, thank you, Richie. How do you think about this passage? Is it easier to read? Is it easier to understand?
It's not very easy to me to understand it.
Yeah.
Maybe I have some. I can't understand all the words in the reading, so that I can't really understand the passage.
Yeah. From the way you read, I do can feel your vocabulary, but that's okay. You're still just a nice grade, a non-English native speaker, so that's pretty understandable. And I'm not going to ask very specific details. Okay, let's just start from, for every passage we want to know whom this passage talks about, right? This who or what question. So that's my first question. Who is the main character of this passage?
I think it's the dog named. Let me see.
Yeah, find his name.
Taken the coffee box. Bugs.
Exactly, right. This passage tells about a story of the dog. The name is Buck. Let me ask you, so what type of dog is Buck? Is it like a regular, our pet animal? Or it's some special type of dog?
I think he is the leader of a group.
Wonderful. You notice this is a group. Okay, so it's a sled dog, and if you know the word SLED, the sled, I think you already figure out it has to be a group. Okay, a group of dogs they help with this transportation. However, one thing you just mentioned that he is the leader. Actually, if you read carefully, you will see maybe he has not been the leader yet. Okay, so that's relevant to my next question. In this passage, not only the dog Buck, but some other dogs also mentioned, like Dave, Space, and so on. My question is, so for this group of dogs, for this team of dogs, do they get along very well with each other? Do they support each other? Right now, when this passage was written, from what's written in this passage, there was some conflict. So pretty much, I give you the two opposite choices. Whether they were very friendly to each other, love each other, or they had some fight. There was some conflict. Something all of them fought for.
Maybe I'm not clearly, but through the reading,
Yeah, make a guess.
I think I haven't read they have fight. I think they may friendly. Yeah.
Okay, actually, unfortunately, that's not correct. There was a sentence saying, at the very beginning, it was inevitable that the clash for leadership should come. Okay, Buck wanted it. Then some other dogs also wanted it. So actually, this passage tells about it seemed that there's a transition to the leadership, and all the dogs, not all, some of them, including Buck, they wanted this leadership. Leadership. That's okay. You know what? You already did a good job. You read it, generally speaking, very fluently. I know there are some difficult words. It's okay. So good. Thank you so much, Ruiqi. I'm just going to wrap up today's interview. It's wonderful. So thank you again, Ruiqi.
Thanks.
Okay.